Hey, what's going on, guys? Kalamazi here, and today I want to talk to y'all about the Datamined changes that were found in this week's upcoming 10.2 PTR build to Warlock. Now, the PTR build was supposed to come out today. It's, I guess, yesterday, because it's 4 in the morning at this point. But it was canceled, pushed back. I guess they had some problems on their end. I'm not really sure. So it should be coming out today. So if you're watching this video early on, come by stream later. Probably testing it out. But some changes to Affliction's tier bonus. Some pretty actual... Well, I guess Affliction's talents which affect the tier bonus, and also some demo changes, possibly, we don't know, which could be pretty cool, but also just like not really relevant at all. So we'll talk about it briefly, look at it in combat on retail, I guess talk about what they might do because PTR is down, and then wait for tomorrow. So yeah, I mentioned it last video, but I want to hit on briefly here as well. 10.2 PTR Warlock spreadsheet is indeed now live on Patreon if you like early access to it for the tier 3 Felgar rank or higher. It's worth mentioning this week also is it looks to be possibly the final week of raid testing. They're doing 3 bosses on Friday. I'll be streaming it, but they still don't have Naimu being tested, which is odd. So there might be a week after this, but we're getting towards the end of PTR, and I'm getting a little curious to see where that goes. But either way, if you want it, Patreon links up here, as well as down below in the description. And yeah, with that being said, let's get right on into it. All right, so when it comes to Affliction in 10.2, this is retail. Keep in mind, once again, I can't get on PTR because it's down. But Affliction's tier bonus, come patch 10.2, is based around Soul Rot. It's one of those tier bonuses that requires you to take a talent. Whenever you cast Soul Rot, you get a 50% increase to your next 3 Rapture cast, or 60% increase to your next 3 Seed of Corruption cast, which do indeed work with Sow the Seeds. It has been bugged. I guess currently it's still bugged on PTR. But this week's build might fix that bug. Hopefully make it do full damage to every target with Sow. But either way, one of the big things is that a lot of the builds you've been playing have been running Soul Eater's Gluttony. And I've mentioned, when it comes to playing, if you're playing a Singularity build for whatever reason, which might be better than Vile Taint next season, we'll see. At least in rating it is, but either way, if you're playing a Singularity-based build, having just 1 point straight up, say you're playing this, for example, say you're playing something like this, right? Having just 1 point in Soul Eater's Gluttony is perfect to sync with Singularity, because it syncs perfectly with your UA ticks and Singularity being 45 seconds. But if you're playing a Vile Taint, whether it's in a raid setting or Mythic Plus, having 2 points in Soul Eater's Gluttony makes it like roughly 35, 36-ish seconds if your UA is constantly active on the target, which poses problems. Number one, makes CDs awkward in raiding, makes you push your Dark Lair back more if you're still playing it next patch. You know, this is terrible now. Number two, in Mythic Plus, you don't have permanent UA all the time. You're moving it around, mobs are dying, so you've got this odd desync of like Vile Taint being half a minute long, and this being around 40-ish seconds, give or take, which makes Dark Lair even more awkward in Plus, to the point where I don't even want to play anymore. I've been playing builds like this, or looking at playing builds like this, or something along these lines. Well, I guess like this. Something along these lines, possibly, in Plus, because Dark Lair's, number one, irrelevant for the most part, and Plus, if you're not playing Visionary and Grim Reach, and number two, I mean, if this is 40 seconds long, this is 30, you're casting it every pack, it's like, where do you squeeze in Dark Lair? You're not going to hold it if you're 10 seconds off of this and this, you're going to rip it, and then Dark Lair's push back again. So it's made Dark Lair an awkward cooldown. The changes today, however, are very good. So, changes to Gluttony. We talked about it earlier on stream, actually, which is funny. Somebody in chat brought it up, and I said, that'd be awesome. A great change, but probably too late to actually happen because, well, we're in the later stages of PTR. However, it has indeed happened. So they've just removed the weird, like, reduction clause on Soul Eater's Gluttony, I guess, per UA tick. Now, this is still retail, keep in mind. Retail. This is like the notes from PTR. They're coming out tomorrow. But the cool thing here, rank 1, Soul Rot cooldown reduced by 15 seconds. So no longer this 0.5 per shard spent or whatever. And rank 2, reduced by 30 seconds. So this is a perfect sync to Singularity at 1 rank here, and a perfect sync to Vile Taint being half a minute long, also half a minute long at rank 2 out of 2. This does, I guess, make things a little bit better, easier to sync with Dark Lair and things, and Plus at times, but it gives you a really strong damage profile on a lot of fights this tier. I mean, Root, Smolderon, maybe Naimu, I don't know. There's a handful of bosses this tier that have these like damage amps, increased damage taken. The first boss in the raid being Root, Smolderon being almost the last boss in the raid. Shields as well, looking at Tindral Sage Swift, the penultimate boss. Being able to have that damage every half a minute, essentially like, proccing your tier bonus based around Soul Rot cast every half a minute exactly, syncing with Vile Taint, gonna be pretty strong. This is a buff to AF in single target. It makes it feel better in Plus. And when they fix the Seed Sow interaction in Plus as well, it probably will feel even better as also, just having like, that perfect half minute sync with Soul Rot and Vile Taint. it'll feel pretty good. This is a great step in the right direction to making AF feel just better, I guess, next patch. In the end, we'll see where it lands, but honestly, like I said, Dark Lair's been pretty lackluster, playing like double Gluttony, Vile Taint, at least for me, and plus on PTR. Awkward timings with 40 seconds, 30, 2 minutes. I opted to just not play it a couple times, just played like Wrath or played Crescendo. So we'll see where it goes, but this is a plus, like a buff to AF in a single target, in AoE, and plus, rating. You're playing Soul Rot basically everywhere. And if you're playing 2 points in Gluttony, you might as well just play Dark Harvest anyways in plus. But I mean, like, jokes aside, it does sync very well. It will make AF feel better. There's not this awkward, like, oh, I have Vile Taint now and Soul Rot in 10 seconds, so I hold it or pop it now, right? It'll just feel better, which is good. Quality of life. Wouldn't mind Vile Taint cooldown being shorter or giving you, like, you know, some kind of dot extension with Seed and, you know, your tier bonus and stuff. But hey, you know, a small W at this point in PTR, this late in the PTR, I'll take it. The other change today was to Demonology, Demo's tier set actually in 10.2. Now, I think the 4-piece change here is just like a text change for clarification. Whenever Doombrand explodes, dealt damage, it's been changed to is removed. I think this has been changed because Doombrand is smart, where if a mob dies with Doombrand still active on it, the mob will still explode and do damage, have a chance to proc a Doomguard, all that stuff. I think they changed the tooltip here, and it now says is removed, meaning if it dies, it's you know, obviously removed, for just clarification. It'll work either way. It's smart. It's solid. Good to see. All of that. The 2-piece is what is interesting. So they've changed, I guess, like the way you apply Doombrand. It used to be Demon Bolt. It is now consuming a demonic core applies a Doombrand. Now, there's no way to consume a demonic core outside of casting a Demon Bolt. There's no secret hidden tech or anything. But it brings to question a couple things. Number one, is this also like 4-piece, just a straight up tooltip change? I mean, not necessarily to change its functionality, I guess, in a sense. Like, it is sort of the same thing. Casting a Demon Bolt, you know, like, it's mostly through demonic cores. Number one, this change, this was brought up by Summer, actually, as well. I was talking to them briefly in the Lock Discord. This change could very well be just being made because, or it might be because they don't want you hard casting Demon Bolts in AoE. Like, hard casting them without demonic cores. I don't think that was a thing in the first place, but it might have been. I wasn't up on all the, like the you know, secret hidden tech of things with Demo and bolts on stuff. I didn't really look at it much recently. It might have been the case. Like Doombrand is like 5-ish percent of my damage and plus, roughly, give or take. Doomguard's like 8 to 10. Could even be higher if you're tab targeting demonic cores around, or tab targeting demon bolts around. And to be fair, the playstyle is growing on me a little bit, right? I don't love having a tab target, you know, Demon Bolts around, like hitting it here, and then, you know, casting a hand, put it here, Doom Bolt this, go over here, hand, Doom Bolt this. It is a bit annoying, a little tedious, but at the same time, like, once you play with it a little bit, it's not as bad as it may seem, but I think it still could be implemented in better ways. But we'll see where it goes. The other way, or way this could be working, other potential change here, which you don't know, because PTR is down, it could be that they've changed the text on this because it's now smart in a sense where, let's say, for example, I cast a Demon Bolt on this target here. Once again, this is retail. I can't get on PTR. It's down. Let's say I cast on this target here, right? Cast a bolt. It applies a Doombrand. If I, maybe, hypothetically, possibly, if I cast a bolt here, it should be with a core proc either way, on this target with the core proc, it'll spread to this target instead. And then once again, if I hit this target for the third time, it'll spread to this target. Because this one already has a Doombrand on it. Same with this one. That would actually be a really good change. It would make the tier bonuses better when it comes to like functionality and plus. They might want to have some kind of like skill ceiling in there with like tab targeting brands around and things. That's fine if they do. I feel like they try to get away from that though when it comes to a lot of playstyles recently in game. A lot of them, like snapshotting being on. This is not snapshotting, but once again, they try to like sort of make rotations simpler, I feel like. This is not that. But if this change is that, just consuming a core applies a Doombrand that explodes after 20 seconds. Maybe it applies a Doombrand to a mob that's close to whatever you hit. Maybe it pryos your main target and then spreads around you. Not really sure. But if that is actually the change, which we can't test right now, PTR is down, that's a huge plus for the Demo tier set. It'll work in single target, being one target, you apply a brand whenever you cast a Demon Bolt, essentially, an instant cast from a core. And AoE, don't got to worry about tab targeting around, or you can do whatever you need to, right? If it's a new mob, it'll apply a brand regardless. If it's an old mob you hit a few times, it'll spread the brand all the same. So hopefully that's possibly what maybe it's being done here. Not really sure. Once again, PTR is down. We'll know more tomorrow. I guess later on today it's 4 a.m., but we'll know more soon. The AF change, once again, super solid. Makes the tier set feel a lot better. Makes just AF in general feel a lot better. It is sort of like a tier change in a sense, even though it's a talent change. And the demo one, I mean, we'll see. If it is, once again, Doom brand spreading, it's sick. It's awesome. All that. If it's not, well, I guess we'll see where it goes, and get your get your tab targeting finger ready, because we're gonna be tab targeting, or I guess swapping targets a lot with Doom brand and all that. Thanks for watching, guys. Pretty short video tonight. 2 changes. Once again, PTR is down. We don't know what's going to happen with them necessarily. I mean, the AF one we know for the most part. It's going to make Vile Taint, Soul Rot Sync feel great. If you're playing Singularity Soul Rot, that'll feel good as well. The baseline duration thing feels good. Solid, good to see. The demo thing's interesting. My bet is on it's just like a change, not making you have to hard cast Demon Bolts. It could be, once again, the spreading Doom brands just by hitting the same one over and over. If that's true, that's awesome. That's great. A huge, awesome change. Great quality of life. And even if they hit, that's not the change today. I wouldn't mind them considering it, maybe adding it in next week's build. That's actually a pretty good fix to having a tab target a bunch. Which, once again, I mean, if they want that, that's fine. I feel like over the past couple expansions, they tried to really reduce the gap, skill ceiling and things with different specs and things. And this one for demo, tab targeting brands is, I think it's sort of there. I don't mind it, but in the end, not really the playstyle they've been going for. So we'll see where it goes. Weekly Wars add-ons, Twitch, Discord links down below if you want them. All for free for you guys. Before I end the video, I also want to give one huge shout out again to my patrons for all support on Patreon, guys. Like always, thank you a million times. I really appreciate it. If you're looking at supporting on Patreon, should be a link up here, as well as down below in the description. And once again, the 10.2 Warlock PTR spreadsheet is indeed now live as well on Patreon, if you want it. Tier 3, Felgar rank or higher, gets early access to it if you're interested. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But like I said earlier, next Friday, I guess this Friday also is the final day of raid testing. I don't want to say final, because Naimu has not been tested yet. I think in the past that when they reworked the boss a good bit, yeah, actually Halandris followed suit. Not a good example, actually, but Halandris was similar to Naimu, where they tested it on Mythic one time, then totally reworked it and didn't test it again. So I'm wondering if Naimu is going to be that way, because we're getting sort of towards the end of the PTR here. We have 3 bosses on Friday, and BlizzCon is soonish, sooner than it may seem. So, I don't know. If they test it, hey, it'll be here. If not, we'll see where it goes with the patch. So, all that being said, thanks for watching, guys. If you like the video, hit the like and sub buttons below. Helps out a ton. And I'll catch you all again soon on stream. Peace.